Hello everyone and welcome. This is Christine with Patter Crafts, and today I'm here with a design team project for Scrapping for Less. Today we're going to be playing with some pattern paper pads from Scrapping for Less. These are two of the new ones, and let's see. This first one here is called Cool Treats. So I'll show you, I have one sheet of each of the pattern papers in here. So we'll look at those, they're front and back. And then we also have this one here, and this is called Strawberry Fields. And there is some ephemera with the Strawberry Fields, so we will take a look at that one after. But for right now, I'm going to pull in this Cool Treats, and I'm going to show you the patterns for this paper pad. So let's go ahead and we'll zoom in so you can get a look at the patterns really well. And I know you won't be able to see the whole page, but I really want you to be able to see the patterns. So the pattern paper pads are 6 by 6, and they are double-sided. Sorry, that's kind of blurring out a little bit. I'm going to focus, see if I can get that to focus in. Let's move out just a hair there. I think you should still be able to see. All right, let's go back. So the pattern paper pads are 6 by 6 sheets. They are a nice weight. I'm not exactly sure what the weight is. Definitely more than just pattern paper, kind of like cardstock. I really should probably ask Teresa what the weight is if she knows it. But it is a really nice weight for pattern paper. I like pattern paper that's a little bit thicker for various reasons. I just feel like it adds stability to cards, great for making tags. Again, adds that little bit extra stability. If you pop it up and you don't have the whole thing covered with foam tape, it holds its shape real well. So there's a lot of reasons that I like this kind of thickness for cards, but it's not like so thick that you can't, you know, fold it or crease it or score it or whatever you might want to do for your projects. So this Cool Treats one is really fun. It has fun summer colors, but this looks like a popsicle. But you know, like when you were a kid and you had like the vanilla ice cream and it was like dipped and it kind of had that, kind of like an orange-sicle, except these are like rainbows, but that's kind of what it looks like to me. And then I like how there are some stripes and polka dots on the other side. So you have some busy patterns, but you also can tone down your card with the polka dots or the stripes. Let's turn this way. This one here is just, you know, some different types of popsicles, and this one of them looks like there's chocolate, there's lemon, so I'm assuming it's some kind of lemon flavored. But as I was saying, I like that there are stripes on each side. The colors all coordinate really well together, and you can showcase some of these busier patterns if you choose to. So that is the paper pad for Cool Treats. So now let's take a look at the Strawberry Fields, which I decided to play with these two today because the Strawberry Fields also has like this one here looks kind of like an ice cream cone. So I thought some of these patterns looked like they would go with my Cool Treats. So we're going to play with both of these today. We're going to make a card using sketches. So let's take a look at these patterns. The other thing you should know about the Scrapping for Less pattern paper is that it has a little bit, it's very, very smooth. And it's kind of shiny, but you can stamp on it. I know for some people, they might be intimidated to stamp on it because if you are not careful, your ink will smear. But I have had great success stamping. You just stamp completely down, completely up. Think of it as trying to stamp on some kind of like acetate in that manner. The ink stays on. I don't find that, you know, it smears. You need to definitely let it dry a few minutes, but I mean, I wouldn't even say a few minutes. When I say a few minutes in card making, it probably just means like 10 to 15 seconds, because to me, 10 to 15 seconds when I'm making a card feels like minutes. This one is so fun. This one I wouldn't even want to use for a card because I wouldn't know how to cut it. This would be fun for like a little 6 by 6 I don't know, something maybe you can make a 6x6 card, just use this whole thing and put a sentiment or something here and whatever. But this one's really pretty. And then we got some strawberries. So lots and lots of pattern paper. Not so many muted ones with this one as the other pad, but I think that the colors would be easy enough to match if you wanted to use some maybe solid cardstock in your stash to maybe let those pop a little bit. So that is the Strawberry Fields pattern paper pad. So there's also some of this Strawberry Fields ephemera. So we have some strawberries, some cut strawberries. I'm thinking some of these are just probably duplicates. They probably are the same thing. Little ice cream cone. We've got some flowers. Another fun ice cream cone. Actually, there's two there. Heart, another strawberry. We have some leaves. This little jar of jam. I love this one. This is my favorite piece. So cute. Then we have the basket of berries. And I don't know if I mentioned the two hearts, but this is some of the ephemera. So I will leave links to these items that we're going to use today from the Scrapping for Less store. So I'll leave those in the description box below in case any of this paper appeals to you. So I'm going to go ahead and grab two sketches, and we are going to make one using the Cool Treats, and we're going to use one to make a card using the Strawberry Fields. So I'll be right back. Okay, so power of YouTube. Here is the sketches that I'm going to use today. So I think that I am going to use this card sketch here, and let's do this card sketch here. So I think I'm going to do the Cool Treats with this one, and then over here we're going to use the Strawberry Fields. So let's take a look at, I'll put that sketch up a little higher so you can see that. That is a My Favorite Things card sketch. It says MFTWSC321. So card sketches are awesome when you're using pattern paper. One of my favorites. If you've watched any of my videos, you probably are already aware how much I really enjoy using card sketches. So, I think I want to use this watermelon one, and then, but anyway, as I was saying before I distracted myself, they're a great way, card sketches are a great way to use pattern paper. Card sketches are also great if you're just like feeling like you're in a crafty funk and you're not really sure what you want to do, but you want to do something. That's where a card sketch is a great opportunity, because you can just go ahead and grab that card sketch and start creating. And the best part is, if you start going through the motions of doing that card, sometimes like your own ideas start to come with you. So you're just kind of like using the sketch as a way to start your process, and then you're using, you know, your own crafty skill set, and you're creating. All right, that's 6. I think I'm gonna do 3/4 of an inch. Sorry. Sometimes I'm going to do an inch. Sometimes I have a hard time thinking and talking. But anyway, it's kind of like when you're cooking and like maybe you use jarred spaghetti sauce, but then you add a bunch of stuff to it that is your own idea. Like maybe you add some mushrooms, or maybe you add some onions or some seasonings or some whatevers. You know, and then by the end, it's not just a jar of plain sauce. It is a homemade, like, creation that used a little help from the sauce, because, I mean, let's be honest, who has time to sit around and boil tomatoes all day? I have done it, but it is much easier just grabbing some, you know, traditional spaghetti sauce that doesn't really have anything and doctoring it up and making it yourself. Anyway, I'm getting way off track. So I have my main panel here and cut this one down right about here, and then it asks for a little strip to be here. I think that I'm going to cut that from black cardstock because I really want that pink, that hot pink color. It's so gorgeous. I really want that to kind of like pop. And I think that the black will look really good. So let's, I don't even know. I just grabbed a scrap. I'm hoping it's big enough. Perfect. So I've got that one here. Now we need to cut this circle piece. And this is where I'm just going to go and pause this, go cut this out, and then come back. So on here it shows like a little mini scalloped circle and then the pattern paper underneath. So this scallop circle here, I'm going to cut that from black cardstock, and then this piece here I'm going to cut the watermelon out from. So I am going to pause this video and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I have these two pieces cut. Now this one looks funny because I cut it from some scrap paper. But if you look at the sketch, it's only kind of mostly like not even 3/4 of the circle. You're just seeing this part of the circle. So I figured even though this side and this side were not available, and I could have probably played with this piece so that it fit, you know, that design better, but I didn't, and it's okay. But I'm going to go ahead and adhere this piece to my little black piece there. And then we'll add it to the main card panel here, and then we're going to go ahead and trim that out. Now because I have the, it's not completely circle, I do need to pay attention to how I put this on because of how it's going to show. So we're going to go ahead and just add this here. Now there is a stitching on this particular die. I don't know if I could get that close enough for you to see that. Oh yeah, I think you can. So I always want to just kind of make sure that there's between the stitching and the pattern paper that is close to being the same as I can get it to be. Okay, so now we're going to start putting this together. And this is kind of the star of the show, so I definitely want a lot of this to show. But I am going to put this on first because in the sketch these go over a little bit. So I think I want to put it right about there. And I'm going to make that little mark with a pen, only because I don't have a pencil right here, but that's going to be covered so it won't really matter. So let's go ahead and add our circle piece on, and then we're going to trim the excess off the side. So I want that bottom piece to definitely go down that far. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to bring my trimmer in before I add the other lines, and I just want to take this piece off because I just think it'll be easier. So I'm flipping it upside down so I can get a good idea of where that needs to be, and then I'm just going to chop that off. And clearly it had some adhesive on it because it stuck. Okay. So now first I'm going to put my pink piece on. And now I'm thinking I should have trimmed this because this is a little bit thick. So now I'm wondering, should I pop that up on foam? If I pop that up, I got to pop this up. Okay, we're going to do that. But first what I'm going to do to make this easier is I'm going to just take this piece and we're going to adhere this little black strip. And we'll use about half of that. I'm glad I cut it a little thicker. Alright, now that that's done, I'm going to use some foam adhesive, if I could find it. Oh, it's by my feet. Lordy. Alright, so I only really need a piece about as big as the card base, so I'm just guesstimating here. And I don't have my scissors, so I'm going to tear it, and this doesn't tear as easy as it used to. So go ahead and move that, and then I'm adding it on this end, and we'll go over to this end because this is going to be the majority of stuff that gets chopped off. Okay, so we're going to just I'm going to line this line up over here with the side and the bottom, and then bring that on over there. And then we're going to go ahead and cut all this excess off. And I have no clue where my scissors went. You know what happened is I went camping this past weekend, and I brought my little camping bag. Mostly to just bring coloring because I don't have A, room to bring a lot of stuff to make cards, but B, when you're camping out in the dirt and everything, like I really don't want my cards to like have like dirt in them or whatever. So, but coloring's fine. Coloring's good. I usually stamp images out on a piece of paper, and then I bring them all together and I color the whole page, and then when I come back I stick it in my scan and cut, and we call it good. Okay, so there is our card front all ready to go on a card base. So I'm gonna just pause this again and get a card base. Okay, here is the card base ready to go, and then I've got my panel and it's gonna cover that perfectly. I am not putting a sentiment in this particular card today. I need a variety of cards. I need some thank yous, I need some blank ones, and I need some birthday cards. That's what's lacking in my stash. So if I don't put a sentiment on this, this card could be used for a couple of different things. So we are gonna leave this sentimentless. Does that make sense? Anyway, we are gonna do that today. Woo. So here is card number 1. I might maybe decide to add some enamel dots at some point, or a couple of sequins just to kind of fill in this area, but for right now we're going to leave that alone. So that is card number 1 using the Strawberry Fields pattern paper pad and that sketch. So moving on to this sketch here, we're going to be using the, this was Cool Treats. Okay. This one is going to be Strawberry Fields. Lordy. I think I get thrown off, I don't know, by the watermelon. Red, seeds, watermelon, strawberry. It's all the same, right? Okay. So, let's take a look at the Strawberry Fields paper. And I chose this one for a couple reasons. One, there's a lot of different ways to showcase the paper on this particular one, but also they're showing like a little embellishment, and since we have some ephemera, let's go ahead and use some of that. So I'm probably going to be bringing in again some solid colored cardstock from my stash, because some of the pattern, actually not some, I don't see any pattern paper in here that doesn't have like a solid, or like, you know, in this case we had the stripes and the polka dots. So I think we're gonna have to play around. Now I know I'm gonna want to use the jam for my ephemera piece because it calls to me and it's so darn cute. So I know I'm gonna use that. I think because I'm using that, I might use this piece as the main panel. And then I'm thinking I might use the strawberries for this longer piece here. Let's see, what else do we have? That is the same pattern. Then maybe we'll use green strawberries for this piece here. I don't know what I want to do here and here. I might instead, you know, maybe ignore the snowflake and then instead, you know, do the jam. And then maybe like a couple of strawberries. I don't know. Let's start cutting this all up and see what happens. So this one we are going to cut this piece here. And this sketch is, it says December 2017, sketched by Julie Tillman. And this is a Viva la Verve. I think I'm saying that correct. So it says VLV DEC 2017. So let's start cutting some of these pieces out, and then we'll see where it takes us. Okay, so here's our trimmer. So I'm going to cut this to be 4. So there's 4 by 5 1/4. Guys, I'm getting better at this. All right, by 5 1/4. All right, now I need, this might be cute if I trim that down to be just a couple baskets of strawberries. Okay, we're gonna just keep going with what I was gonna do earlier. So now we're going to grab this little strip here. This is supposed to be 1 1/2 by 5 1/4. So we're gonna go to the 1 1/2 mark. And that looks right. And we're going to do the 5 1/4, which is right there. And this I'm going to end up backing with some black. I think I'm going to bring it over here a little bit more so that it, like, the jam jars aren't completely covered. And I think I'm going to use a piece of just a very small strip of black cardstock behind each just so that pattern pops. Okay, then we're going to use the green strawberries going across. And that one says, again, it's 1 1/2, but this time it's by 4. So we're going to go. Now, this one you have to be careful. So I want the 4 to be on this side. So we got to do this. Got to flip that over so that the strawberries are pointing in the direction that we want them to. So here is 1 1/2. And we're going to go by 4. By 4. And again, we're going to put that on some black and put that there. Now I think maybe if I just do 2 like solid color, we could put 1 here, and then we could do like, I don't know, a strawberry. And where's some of that greenery? I think that is what we're going to do. I think maybe I'll cut just some circles out of just some plain cardstock, and we'll just decorate that way. So let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and pause you and get all my little black strips together, and we'll come back and put this card together. Okay, so I've got all these together. I've got my card base. This is just some red cardstock from my stash. I thought it would be fine on here, and then I used black cardstock for these and for my little circles. So let's go ahead and adhere and put this all together. And I probably, now that I'm thinking about it, should have done the other pieces first, but I didn't, so we're going to keep moving. Okay, so let's go ahead and line that up. This is my longer vertical piece. Let's go ahead. And this one, remember, I'm going to just put right here so it's not covering all of those really cute jam jars. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and add this smaller horizontal piece. This is going to go right across the bottom. Man, I really feel like all my jars are getting covered. Okay, and we're going to go this one here, and I think I'm going to, let's see, maybe if I go here, I just kind of got to figure out, do I want to use both of those? Do I want to use them at all? I feel like I need to, but it's too small for this, but I feel like if I go any bigger, so what if we go, all right, I think I'm going to put the 1 down. Let's commit. We're committing to it. Let's go. We're going to just go ahead and flop that one here. Now I think this is going to be fine popped up here. So let's pop that up on some foam tape. And it is right here. And you'd think in all the times I got up I would go get some scissors, but I didn't. All right, so this piece, I'm gonna put the tape mostly on, more towards this side in case I wanna tuck anything in, because I still don't 100% know what I'm doing over here. So let's go ahead, we're gonna add our little jam jar. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna maybe put the strawberries in here and then maybe an extra set of leaves. I don't know, the leaves seem to be getting lost, so maybe one of these little flower pieces behind it. Or maybe just a strawberry. No, we're just gonna go with just the strawberry, because I'm afraid whatever I put behind it is gonna take away from the leaves on this particular strawberry. And let's just go ahead and tuck that down there. Get rid of any excess glue. And there we have it. I'm definitely going to be adding some Spectrum Noir and maybe some glossy accents. I am hesitant, but I'm pretty sure I might do that. But anyway, here are the 2 cards I made for today. So thank you for sticking with me through this entire video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more and you're not already, hit that subscribe button. But until next time, everyone, have a great day. Bye.